Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Tuesday and it is 5 o'clock, and I am here with my lovely and beautiful co-host, Miss Chartrice. How you doing, Miss Chartrice?
Hey world.
Look, we got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff to talk about today. So, before we get started, I must do some little housekeeping. And I know that Miss Chartrice has a lot of followers, a lot of friends and family that tune in to our broadcast. And I have to safeguard the words that come out of my mouth. And I'm apologizing to her family and to her friends for some of the words that come out of my mouth because I know sometimes I just open my mouth and say some things that are, non conventional. Okay. So I'm openly, publicly apologizing to my family and friends that did not like some of the words that come out of my mouth. So if y'all listening, this is directed towards you all. I love Miss Chartrice. Miss Chartrice has been nothing but a blessing the entire time that I have been knowing her, and I don't want nobody to be offended on her behalf. So from this day forward, I'm gonna make sure that I say things on part of my vocabulary and not on the other part of my vocabulary because I don't want her to have to be forced to quit because of her folks and told her she can't do this show no more. Okay, so I'm just letting y'all know that I love Miss Chartrice and I truly like working with Miss Chartrice, and that's all it is, just a work relationship. And I just want to make sure that everybody understand that I don't mean any harm, towards her whatsoever. Okay, so now I got that out the way. Good housekeeping note. So now, you okay with that, Miss Chartrice?
I'm good.
Okay, good. So now I want to do my disclaimer in the very beginning of the show, like I always do. Um, I want to thank all of the healthcare workers that are out there on the front line because Corona is still here. Corona has not gone anywhere. And when you see me in this outfit that I have on, it's in solidarity to all of the healthcare workers that are out there still trying to keep folks alive. I saw the numbers right before I went live today. We are at 108,000 people that have died in the United States from corona. And that's just today. In Illinois, we are still number three in cases in the United States for corona. 115 more cases reported just on today. So I want to give a special shout out and a special condolences to all those that have lost loved ones due to corona. And, pastors, of course, I want to give you a special shout out for praying for those that are going through during this time. But, we don't have an all clear. And that's why I'm wearing this. I'm retired. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm wearing this in solidarity to all those that are out there risking their life on the front line. I got family and friends that are out there on the front line risking their life, every day dealing with the coronavirus. So I say that every day so everybody can understand why I still got on the same shirt from last week. So I just wanted to make sure that I said that. And, it's very important that I do this because I want to know let everybody know that we're still in a battle for our lives, and now we have multiple battles going on. We in Chicago and all over the United States, we have things that are going on that is totally, pandemonium. Not just the corona, but we got some other stuff that's going on, and we're going to be talking about it this entire hour. Me and Miss Chartrice, we're going to be dealing with some things. Before we get started, I want to let folks know that there is a protest online today as well, and it's called Pause the Music. And a lot of people in the music industry have put black screens up and have stopped broadcasting music on today, in solidarity of all of the things that's going on across the country in protest to, let everybody know, like, hey, they support what's going on. There's many DJs, there are many people that are in the community that have silenced themselves on purpose, okay? On purpose, as a movement today. Blackout Tuesday is what they're calling it. Hashtag Blackout Tuesday, hashtag pause the music. I think it goes all the way up till midnight tonight. I do talk, so I'm not, part of the music industry, but I do support, in solidarity to everybody that's out there that's in the music industry, because I work with so many people that's been in the music industry for so long. I definitely support what their efforts are right now and what they're doing. So I just wanted to talk about that. Uh, so I just wanted to definitely get that out the way. So to the meat and potatoes of what's going on. What's going on? We got so many things going on in the city of Chicago and all across the country, and it's affecting everybody. There's nobody that is not affected by what's going on in this country right now, from coast to coast, from New York to California. And of course, you know, um, the president of the United States is not, helping things any with what's going on the streets of Chicago and across the country. His responses have been very, very, in opposition to bringing peace to the country. And I'm going to kind of summarize. So just follow with me. We have many peaceful marches going on in every major city. I emphasize the fact peaceful marches. Okay, there are people, black, white, brown, of all colors, yellow, out there walking side by side, in a peaceful manner, in support of one another and trying to get a change in the way the system operates towards people of color. I was looking at some videos today. A young man out of New York, he put up some videos in relationship to a march where there were a group of traditional Jewish Orthodox Jews walking with their yarmulkes or the little caps on the top of their head and their fedoras, all dressed in black. They were marching down the street. And when they were marching, the police were trying to get them to move to the side of the street so the cars can get through. And the one man was in rebellion to that. And they were protesting death of one of their own. And for about 6 minutes, the police treated this man, with an entirely different pair of gloves than they would take and treat a colored person or a brother and a sister, okay? Because then he killed up another clip in New York where the police approached a black man and they got into a confrontation. They threw the man on the ground, beat him, kicked him, stomped him, arrested a young lady. They sprayed the crowd with tear gas. They immediately got violent towards the people of color in comparison to how they treated the Orthodox Jews crowd, and they had far more people at the march. So it's definitely a difference in how people of color get treated compared to how people of other races get treated when they're doing things, or when they're resisting arrest, as they say. They always like to say you're resisting arrest, which entitles them to do whatever level of violence that they want to. So it is a major disparity in how people of color get treated compared to people of other colors, other races, other nationalities. And that's part of the problem, that why all these people are out there peacefully marching to try and come to where we need to come together on a more even balance. Instead of things being unbalanced, they need to be more equally balanced. Also some of the things that's going on here in the Chicagoland area and across the country, they have an organized crime element involved. And what I mean by that is there are groups of people that are out there taking advantage of the civil unrest that's going on in the country right now, and they've organized crime rings, which are looting, breaking in, smash and grab. They're doing criminal activity, and law enforcement is smart enough to know that there are several different elements involved in what's going on in the country right now, and the organized crime ring will be dealt with accordingly in its appropriate time. Okay, I've heard some news reports that the feds are now looking at videotapes of all these people that are doing some of these things with license plates. They're gathering information. They're gathering information. So at some point in time, all these people, and hear me very clearly, all these people that are out here doing crime, you're not going to get away with this. They got videotape and footage of you in all these different neighborhoods and all these businesses that you're going into. So you are definitely going to get round up at some point in time, whether it's by local or by other agencies like the feds. You're going to get round up. You're going to have to answer for some of these crimes that you're doing at this time. Okay. And
You
then,
know what? They did got so bad with it. They got it where they robbing each other now.
yeah.
I saw that. Like they take it from each other. Now one person that went and stole it, and now they stealing from each other just because they know the other person got it. It's crazy.
And,
But I
and
didn't mean to.
no, 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 no. Feel free to jump in anytime because we talking about the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
and Miss Chartrice is in the city. She's in Chicago. I'm in the suburbs. I live in the Forest Preserve. My deer are at peace. They ain't tearing up no bushes. They ain't busting no windows. The animals, the critters are staying in the woods, watching the humans act up. So it's fairly safe where I'm at. But she's in the heart of the city where things are just crazy and turmoil everywhere. And I'm going to talk about what's going on the good side of that in a minute. But I just want to emphasize this. Some of these people that are doing this night looting, going out, picking up stuff off the street and stealing it, or going in these places and stealing, you know, they're doing something that they're not even thinking about. You are taking all of these items, stolen merchandise, and placing it on social media. Okay? You are putting these things on social media for sale. That is evidence that they can be used against you in a court of law to say that you had something to do with it. Now, it doesn't matter how you came in contact with it, whether you found it or whether you went inside and took it. It's in your possession now.
But supposed
But you the one gonna have to pay the time for it or the cost for it or be responsible for what's in your possession. Now all you people that got little children, who gonna take care of your babies while you gotta be explaining to these folks where you came about this stuff from? And they're not gonna believe you when you say, oh, I found it on the street. They're not gonna listen to that. They ain't gonna wanna hear that. It's in your possession, you did it. Plain and simple. So I'm hoping people are hearing me as I'm explaining to you all what's about to happen to some more folks. Some more folks is open themselves up to be mistreated by the system. Okay. Last weekend in Chicago, they arrested 699, close to 700 people for, they call it burglary or looting. Where are they gonna put these 700 people?
Some of them they can't even find. I've been seeing Facebook posts. They can't even find them people.
No, they arrested 700 people. Okay.
Yeah, these people looking for their people. They was making Facebook statuses saying that they was had family members that was arrested by the police, and they calling them and they telling them that they ain't got these people. Where they
Well,
at?
well. My point that I wanted to make is that these 700 folks is going in jail, and they can't be found, like Shatrice just said,
Yeah,
in jail where Corona's at. They got
yeah,
Corona in jail. There were people getting sick in jail from Corona with no medical help. So
yeah,
you added 700 more people to the complicated situation that already exists. You going into the jailhouse with all these conditions of Corona,
yeah.
and you're gonna be stuck there until they sort all this out. Okay, this is not gonna go away easily. Okay, but I just wanted to throw this out there to some people that are out there that think it's gonna be easy to do crime when they got too many videos. They got videos everywhere. Local police are stacking up names. If they identify you, they coming to get you. And they definitely are going to do harm to you by throwing you in a place where it ain't no medical help at. Okay, and they ain't going to care. Okay, so now I've been talking the whole time since we started. I know Miss Chartrice is in the city where on the front line where a lot of stuff is going on, and I got some good things to say about what has happened in some of the aftermath. But I just wanted you to get a chance to chime in on some of the things I just said.
I got a lot of comments going up on my end right here, and I got a lot of people tuning in. I just want to say, hey, y'all know the routine. Hey, how y'all doing? Good times, bad times. I'm still gonna say hey and acknowledge everybody. I just want to bring out one of the comments that my dad just added to your what you just said, Dr. Ron. He said they trying to get rid of them. That's exactly what they're doing. And it's so sad that a lot of our people don't even see that. A lot of our people not even realizing that. It's one thing to go and take some stuff or to, you know what I'm saying, find some stuff like you said, but then to post it on social media, a lot of people don't even realize that once you put anything on the internet, it's there. It's there. You can delete it, you can erase it, but it is there. I'm gonna give you a prime example of how you know it's there. You can go on your Google search engine, like this man said last night, and you can search up something. Say you're looking for a pair of shoes. When you jump back on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, anything of that nature, what type of ads and commercials do you see? Things that you were just searching on your Google search. Then you have a lot of celebrities and things of that nature where they bring up videos from their past that was on social media or on the internet, or maybe somebody had it in their phone, they thought they erased it and things like that, and they bring it right back up. How they able to retrieve it, I have no idea. But if you post something on the internet, know that it is there to stay. It is there to stay, and they got no problem with finding it and pulling up. So please be cautious of what y'all doing. Please be cautious of what y'all posting. And like Dr. Ron said, a lot of y'all have children to look after. Please, please, please pay attention. Please pay attention. Please be woke. You know what I mean? Please be woke.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's civil unrest, and I know the president wants to send in soldiers into every state that are under his command. And I know our governor here in Illinois is not falling for the rope a dope. And he's told them, no, we don't need your soldiers. This is not going to go away anytime soon. But I pray that the more criminals that they're able to get off the street will allow the true agenda to come forward, where we have a lot of young people that are on the front line that are very intelligent, that are very well spoken, and I've seen many of them in a lot of interviews on social media, And these young people are not out here just spewing rhetoric. They're very addressing the issues that are before the people as a whole. And it's not about trying to pump themselves up. They don't have no hidden agendas, go drink the Kool-Aid or nothing like that. These people are serious about, trying to execute a change in our community that will make a difference. And we need help. I was just talking to Miss Chatrice before the show started, and she's been battling all day long. Had to calm her down. Said, "Woosah, woosah." She got family members and that have been, paying rent in one place for 30 years in conditions that are deplorable. You want to share that, or you want to keep it a secret? I don't want to tell your business if it's not okay. I got in trouble
I
doing that
went
before, so I ain't gonna do it again.
I went live on Facebook just to show people like what it really is and tell them about this landlord or whatever the case may be. It was a horrible situation, and I just felt like it was unfair. It was unfair to my family members, you know what I'm saying? And me being away from home for so long, I didn't know the conditions that was going on. It's two of us. We got two older grandkids. The two oldest is me and my cousin, Lil John, John Stafford. I said Lil John like y'all know him. But me and John Stafford, and we have been keeping in touch and didn't have any idea of what all was going on at home until we actually get here and have to witness it for ourselves. But yeah, it was a piece of work, and I was just shocked. You know what I'm saying? And appalled that this man, he really didn't care. Like if you watch the live video, you could see he didn't care. I brought the attention to 311 last week. I hit the news station this week. I'm not playing with that man. That's not cool to do them like that. But because of all of the lootering and stuff that's been going on, the medicine man has not come just yet to bring my auntie her medicine and stuff like that. So it's taking a toll, you know what I mean? Overall, everything that's going on, like I said on Sunday, everybody's actions don't just affect them, it affects everybody. Now we have a 101-year-old family member that can't get the necessary medication she needs because Walgreens is closed down. CVS pharmacy is closed down. Normally there's a person that's bringing it to her, and now he can't even travel and bring it to her right now because guess what? It ain't available. That's hurtful. That's hurtful. You know what I mean? To have to even look at her as she go through these type of situations. But my faith is in God, so I'm gonna make sure that I continuously drop prayers for my family, for other people's families, for my friends and family, even for my enemies. Times is hard right now, and they very trying. So, man, I just say keep everybody lifted up in prayer. You know what I mean? To me, in my eyes, one person is not better than the next. Yes, we have a lot of bad people on this earth, but we also have a lot of good people on this earth. So with that being said, you know what I mean? I always try to see even the ounce of good in the person. Some people ain't got an ounce of good in them. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just what it is. But those are the type of people you flee from. You don't have to interact with those people. You don't have to surround yourself with those people. These are all choices that we have. Everybody got a choice.
Yeah. And you're so correct, and I'm sure your family thanks you for championing their cause, because you went public with it, and I didn't even have to listen to the words that was coming out of your mouth. I saw, the video, and I said, "Oh Lord, she upset," and that's not a good thing, and not knowing that it was a family member that was 100 years old that needed medicine and needed, things done. And you rallied your family around to make sure before you left there that the situation was under control. So I applaud you even more. And
Yes.
people are fed up, and rightfully so. I mean, there's so many things going on out here to be
Yeah.
fed up about. We got landlords that are abusing elderly. We got young people that are being abused by law enforcement, and it causes frustration where young people are abusing one another, and there's no clear answer. you know. But I told you all on Sunday that we have to pray. We have to continue to pray, because that will give us the strength to endure, and people that are on the front line, and I wanted to address that, before we go to break. There's a lot of good people on the front line that are doing things, like good people out there that are helping with the cleanup. You know, they've hit every major artery on the south side and the west side doing damage, with criminal activity. And then people are coming out of their homes, and helping with the board up, helping with the cleanup, and trying to encourage folks that have lost everything that they had by this foolishness. So there are a lot of people, that have encountered groups and organizations that have helped them from getting damaged. A special shout out to the FOI, the Flowers of Islam. Those are brothers that are security for the Nation of Islam, and they had many businesses on 79th Street that were close in their quarter and under their jurisdiction. And when the looters came, the brothers was there to stop them from tearing up those businesses that were in their area. And I know that there were some Latin kings that were, in Little Village, that were doing the same thing. They got mom and pop restaurants and stores in Little Village that they came out to make sure that their community didn't get destroyed or looted by people that are performing criminal activity. And I'm calling them criminal activity because they are doing criminal activity. Okay, I don't care what color their skin is. If you tearing up some stuff senselessly, that's criminal activity. So, and the appropriate authorities will deal with them. So they have, they have. I've heard of stories, and I've been on social media since all of this began and on the national news, and they're showing, some of the things, camera helicopters flying overhead, doing video coverages of all of these things that are going on in our community. And I tell you, I applaud them. If you can help save someone's business or save someone, do what you can, but don't put yourself in harm's way, because eventually everybody that's out here doing stupid stuff, they eventually, karma is going to catch back up with them, and they're going to have to answer for all these things that they're doing. So, I just wanted to make mention of some of the good in the community that's going forward. I talked to a young lady earlier today, and she was saying all day yesterday, from sun up to sundown, her and her family was out there with brooms and doing things to try and keep, the cleanup in their community, going forward. So they were helping with the board ups and helping inside of some of these places that have been destroyed by some of the things that have been going on. So there are people out there that are doing what they can, and there are some folks that are out there, that are determined to keep the chaos going. So I say to them, karma, you can't never get away. You're gonna get it. And all the people that are doing it, they're on the front line, doing the best they can, to try and help those that are suffering. So I applaud those that are doing the best they can to help those that are suffering. So, I know this is not a rah 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 show, but it's very badly needed. Let me hear some of the folks that are on the line. We got Donald Green from Arizona. Shout out to him, Casper. He said, don't forget tomorrow starts the new Facebook rule where you can use your photos. Don't forget the deadline is today. It can be used in court cases in litigation against you. Everything you've ever, let's see, trying to see the rest of the message. I guess it's everything that you've ever, okay, I lost that one. Okay, let's go over here. Everything that you've ever, okay, okay, everything that you've ever copy and paste into your page now. So everything that you've ever copied and pasted to your Facebook page can be used against you in a court of law. Do not give Facebook permission to share anything of mine. Okay. So let's see. Dominique Peterson's watching. Shout out to her. Denise, Miss Paula, Jeanette Hollins, all the way down in Texas right now. Miss Diane Baskins. She says, "Hi, Dr. Ron. For sure, some folks gonna do some jail time. Yes, they need to." Um, Diane says that that secret place on the west side will hold quite a few folks. Okay. Curtis Thompson on the line. Some criminals are not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Miss Diane said that. They posting sales of everything on the internet, and they are. I've seen it. Miss Lana, Mark Allen, my brother in broadcasting, he's on the line with us today. He's also out on the front line. Mark, put your information on there where folks can find you. If you are in the entertainment industry of some type, please post your information. Miss Erica Johnson is now watching. Miss Erica, you need to call me. I need to talk to you. So since you listening and you can hear the sounds of my voice, Miss Erica used to be my co-host at one time, Miss Shatrice, and when she went underground, she disappeared. So I'm calling her out from underneath the ground. You got to come out from underground. I need to talk to you. So uh,
Hello.
yeah, look, we are at a midpoint of the show. So what I'd like to do right now is go over to my website, give you guys a chance to see who my sponsors are. So we're allowed to do what we're doing here. We're gonna give Miss Chartrice a chance to shout out to all the folks on her side that's listening. So you all don't go nowhere. Just stand by. Now you're gonna hear my theme song, even though I know they got a pause the music going on right now. You're gonna hear my theme song, but it's only 60 seconds. So bear with my 60 seconds of music, and then I'm gonna go right into what my website is all about. So stand by. Here we go. Ask Dr. Ron, ask Dr. Ron. Whatever you're feeling, he will give you healing, healing for you. Ask Dr. Ron, ask Dr. Ron. Entertaining news, political issues, local and globally. All right, I want to invite everybody to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. That's askdrron.com. When you get over there, I want you to pay attention to all of the advertisers that I have over there. And I want you to support each and every one of them. The first one we're going to talk about is National Block Club University. Mr. Cyron Smith has organizations all across the country with people on each and every block in each one of these states that he operates in. And it's a grassroots organization typically to help stop the violence and help the young people in every community that he operates in. What you need to do is click on the banner, go over to his website, see how you can get involved with helping Mr. Cyron Smith help bring some sense to some of the things that's going on in our communities to help stop the violence and help with the youth, and even to help going forward from where we are now, because we are in a demise right now, and I'm sure Mr. Cyron would love to have your help helping your block, one block at a time, helping your community. Also, Mr. Chief Nomo, he is a black business in the community as well. He brings in products from the west coast of Africa, moringa seeds, alkaline water, oils, soaps, things, clothes, all of those type of things he brings in from West Africa. He is also a healer. We still have Corona. He can help you how to stay safe and keep your immune system strong during a time like this. So please check in with Chief Nomo. Give him a call. Click on the banner here. It'll take you right to his website, and you'll have an opportunity to see some of the things that he's got going on over there in his store. Also, RJ Webb. Mr. Ralph Jenkins has been with me for over 15, 20 years now, and he has the ability to take whatever's in your head and help you design it into a website. He also does maintenance, hosting, all sorts of web designs or anything dealing with platforms on the internet. He can help you. He is an expert at what he does. If you've got an idea on how to do something, he can help bring it to a reality. Mr. RRJ Webb, click on the banner here. It'll take you over to his website, and he'll be able to work with you, make an appointment to talk to him, and see about bringing your dreams, your passions, your ideas to reality, because that's what Mr. Ralph Jenkins does. All right. And last but not least, Port Again Sam. Port Again Sam brings in all of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. I tell you, Sam, over 20 years ago, Sam introduced me to some of his wines, and I have become a collector since then. Sam brings in, oh my goodness, and they're exclusive. When you find something that you like, you better buy enough of it because he can definitely run out of it. Everything is limited edition. He has cognac, he's got wine, dry, sweet, semi dry, all the best wines from all over the world. I tell you, Port Again Sam. Click on the banner, go over to his website, make an appointment, go over and do a wine tasting, and he can make arrangements to have things delivered to you. If you know what you like, just call Port Again Sam, and I promise you, he will be able to help you. He got a Moscato that's so good, he calls it crack in a bottle. One bottle just won't do. You just enjoy it so much, you can't help but want some more. Okay. That is all of my advertisers. So now we're going to go back over here where Miss Chartrice is at. And let's see, I got Anton dropped in today. Anton is a singer and entertainer in the Chicagoland area that does Barry White tribute and a lot of tributes to other singers in the city of Chicago. So shout out to my brother Anton for tuning in with us today. And I know Miss Chartrice has got some folks on her side over there that we need to shout out. So you want to give them a shout out right now?
I just want to say thank you today. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. It's a long list of people that I know I ain't gonna get to, but hey, everybody, and thank y'all. I want to say thank you to my dad for helping out with my auntie. I got an awesome dad, y'all. Let me just say that much. Whenever I call, I think I'm a little spoiled sometimes. He come in and get the job done for me, man. And he came and did a few things for me at my auntie house, and he gonna fall back through. I want to say thank you to Wanda Nails for today. She came for me and did my auntie because she's been dying done. But I definitely appreciate Wanda Nails. If y'all in Chicago area, y'all want y'all nails done, please check out, look her up. She good to go and she ready. Hey, everybody else, much love and respect. Y'all know always and forever. Thank you so much.
All right. Now she's so humble she don't even talk about her own accomplishments. Miss Chartrice's first book that I got here. She gave this to me the very first time I met her when she came on my show when I was on Global News over 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago. I can't count, so I don't remember how many years ago it's been.
That's all.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, because you didn't put a date in here when you signed it. You just signed it and didn't put a date in it, so I can't reflect back on the date. But she came on my show as a young author, and since then she's written screenplays. She's written additional books, and she has, other companies that we're going to talk about. In the last segment of the show, she got a whole promo page that we go to. Fake versus real, and we're going to talk about some of the things that she has and brings, to the community. Which right now, probably on hold because of the turmoil we got going on. One other thing I want to mention, when you go over to my website, ask-dr-ron, please check out the tab on Cash Crowdfund. I didn't talk about it earlier. We did a whole show on it last week. We've got a video from the show on last week on the Cash Crowdfund page. Then we're going to need money to go forward. There's going to be no jobs out here. It's not going to be, any opportunities to really support ourselves. So we're going to need opportunities to circulate money with one another so we can keep each other alive. And Cash Crowdfund is a vehicle to do that. And there's a couple of videos up there now on the tab on the Cash Crowdfund page. Please review those videos. And if you have questions, please reach out to me or Miss Chartrice, because Miss Chartrice is a member as of last week. We they were able to explain to her how it works, and she's like, "Well, sign me up." So Miss Chartrice is a member and a part of what's going on with the Cash Crowdfund community, and we welcome her with open arms. And she's going to be circulating money through her entire family as well. I'm sure, because it's not one thing that you just want to do for yourself and be selfish about. You definitely want to share these things with other people so that they can have the opportunity to keep their bills paid and do things of that nature. So, once again, the talented young lady that's hanging out with me, Miss Chartrice, right there. That's her about what 20 years ago. You know, um, you know, and she still looks the same to me. She just got a different hairdo now. She still got the same hair color though. You know, but yeah, Miss Chartrice is a very talented young lady. And like I said at the top of the show, I will not do nothing ever, ever, ever to make her not want to be a part of what we're doing over here. So I appreciate her and I love her so much. So Miss Chartrice, um, I know you were out the other night. When we did our thing on Sunday to invite people out to be with us, what were some of the things that you were noticed firsthand? As a mother, you got young children. Did you take your kids around with you when you were looking at some of the, destruction that was going on in your backyard? I mean, kind of share with us firsthand what you were dealing with out there.
The the other night when I went out after Sunday, I didn't go out. We was riding around, me and my cousin, and I haven't been home in some years, like I said. So I spend a lot of time with my family as much as I can now because I'm home, and I miss them just as much as they miss me. So I jumped in one of the cars with my cousin, and we rode around, and it just dawned on me that a lot of stuff was on fire, a lot of stuff was being boarded up, a lot of stuff was broken into. It was a lot of stuff. It was something that I hadn't seen like that before. And to just imagine it on a global scale, I don't show my kids everything. I shield my kids from a lot of stuff. And I know sometimes um, a lot of people will tell me that's a bad thing for me to shield them from so much stuff, but it works for me. You know what I mean? I grew up with a lot of people, and majority of them have buried their teenage sons already. That's something I don't want to do. So I don't even know if I could do something like that. God forbid anything of that nature happens. I don't know how I will be able to deal with it. So I do shield my kids a lot from a lot of stuff. Things like this they ain't seen. If they see it, it's on the news or it's on television, but up close and personal, they ain't seen it. My daughter, neither has my son. And so far it has worked out for me. You know what I mean? My son is he'll be 18 July 10th. My daughter be 12 December 26th. So sometimes it's good to shield your kids because in the process of shielding my kids, I'm able to teach them about humans and not color. I'm able to teach them about racism without showing them racism,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. You know what I mean? It's a different ball game. You know, me being the oldest of 9 kids myself, I taught myself a whole lot, but I also watched and seen a whole lot too, so that I was able to raise my kids differently than you know what I mean what took place. But it's I don't think it's so much as the older people. It's the generation that's coming up right now that needs the guidance, and they don't have it. A lot of them, man, it's sad. It's sad because ain't no grown people going to do the stuff that took place in these streets the last couple of days. Not, I would say maybe 35 and up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Probably played a role in getting some stuff, but as far as like starting it and initiating it, these are our babies that's out there. You know what I mean? And majority of the time, those are the lives that are being taken, whether it's by the police or by each other. It's
Mm-hmm.
our babies. And I made that status this morning. You know, man can't change man. Everybody's saying we need to vote, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, we need to do that. And that's fine and dandy for now. But at the end of the day, look how many times we have repeated that same pattern. We voted, we voted, we voted, we voted, we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that. Man can't change man. God can only change man. And that's what it was meant to be in the beginning. And that's what it's gonna be in the end. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. What do we do in the meantime though? We draw close to God in the meantime. We pray for our people. And you have a lot of people that are very selfish with their prayers. You know what I mean? God sees favor in a lot of people, but you got a lot of people that's selfish in their prayers. They won't pray for their enemies. They won't pray for the people that's doing wrong. I pray for everybody because I feel like if they knew better, they'd do better. And if we don't pray for them, how can we expect God to hear our prayers in the beginning? Yes, what they doing is wrong. Yes, what the police did was wrong. Yes, what this white person did was wrong. Yes, what that black person has done is wrong. Okay, we established that part. It's grounded. It's in concrete. What do we do moving forward? How do we build moving forward? How do we grow as a community, as a family, as a whole moving forward? You definitely have to start with prayer. You have to start with prayer because you can't do nothing on your own. We cannot do anything on our own. Everything comes from the man above. And I have yet to hear that on the news.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to
Yeah.
hear that
Yeah.
a statement similar to that on the news.
Yeah.
It's always this group, that group, this side, that side. There is no one side. This is a global problem that we're having. And like you said, the coronavirus is still in effect today. It's still here. We ain't got no all clear. Auntie ain't cleared us yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to make definitely do our best to take care of ourselves and our kids.
Yeah. I totally agree. Now let me share this with you. When you say about what you protect your kids from, I grew up in a time called the '60s, and
Yeah,
in the '60s we had the a far, I would say, greater feeling of being mistreated in the '60s than what we have now in 2020. Is very subtle, but it's still the same thing. People are winding up dead. People are winding up hurt. People are living in poverty. I mean, all these things still exist in 2020, but it was like more on the surface and out in the open, and nobody cared, and it was
right.
blatant. When I went to high school in the '70s, I went to a high school in the suburbs When I first moved to Harvey, and I know many of you have heard of Harvey, it's all black now. But when I first got there, Harvey was still 70% white. When I went to Thornton Township High School, and I'm gonna call it out by name because it's a fact and it's a record, on record, and many people that are still alive can remember this. They used to have race riots every year at Thornton Township High School. Every year there were race riots. When my brother attended school at Thornton, they sicked the dogs on high school students in the hallways. Okay, my next door neighbor was a member, graduate of Thornton High School, and he graduated in the 50s. They had race riots in the 50s in the suburbs. Okay, so this thing of race has black against white in America, and I'm going to emphasize America because it's not the same in other parts of the world. Has been going on a very long time. Now, if you go to Harvey, it's 100% black, and you don't see the white against the black thing going on. You see the black on black crime. I just heard sometime earlier today that Harvey is on lockdown. If you don't have a ID or an address in Harvey, you're not allowed to come. You can't even pass through. They turn you around at the border. So kind of similar to what they're doing in downtown Chicago, they're doing the same thing in Harvey. I heard on social media that they had 147th and Halsted tore up. All the businesses over there got looted and torn up the other day. So, but this thing called racism, I'll confess this because I've been around a long time. I didn't even like white people until I was 30 years old. Okay, I ran across my first group of white people that was so nice to me that I couldn't say, "Oh, white people are right." So I had to change my perspective on life and how to look at things because of what I was exposed to in the 60s and the 70s. So by the time I turned 30 years old, I was like, oh, okay, these folks is okay after all. They're not all, racist dogs, okay, because of how I was treated, growing up. So I had to adjust after my turn 30 to be able to incorporate them into my lifestyle. And it's funny because I got a very good friend of mine on the line right now, Michael Cooney from New York. He's one of them white people that was all right, but that was way past my 30s when I met Michael, so I was okay. And he worked with me in the entertainment industry, and I made a lot of money with Michael Cooney, so it was a beautiful thing. And I can remember being in the UK, London. Nope, I take that back. I was in Scotland. I was in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I had gotten into a cab, and I said something that I didn't know was going to spark a revelation for me. I asked the cab driver something to take me somewhere, and then I said, well, I called him English, which was a very bad move because the Scots and the English don't get along. And it sparked something in me. I said, "What? The Scot people from Scotland and people from England and even people from Ireland don't get along with the English because England was always an oppressor." Okay? And I said to myself, y'all got racism over here and y'all all white. So I was
Right.
able to see something about this thing called racism. It's a spirit, and people that have been oppressing folks for centuries still have racism that exists, centuries down. So the English being the oppressor of the Scottish and the Irish, they don't get along. They don't like each other. And it exists because the English think that they're better than the Scots or they're better than the Irish. But it's that spirit of racism that keeps that battle going. And that's what's been going on in this country. It's that spirit of racism that has been keeping us oppressed and keeping us in bondage and keeping us subject to for centuries. Okay? So we got to overcome this thing. And like you said a little while ago, prayer. We got to call on the power of God to beat this thing and cut it in half and make it anew. Make it anew. Let's take it in a new direction. Let's do something different. Let's not continue to be under this spirit of racism that exists worldwide. You know, so I had to share that with you. And yeah, Mike, I love you. Michael Cooney from New York. Because I see him on the line and I don't want him to think I don't like him. I love him, you know, even more so. So, yeah, look, we're getting close to the end of the show today. So I got to go over here and allow my co host to talk about all of her accomplishments and things that she's got going on. She's got her Facebook page, Miss Chartrice Stafford, and then she's got her Instagram at Chartrice Stafford. And then we got her Gmail here, Miss Chartrice Stafford 81 at gmail.com. And she'll be back with me on Facebook Live next Tuesday at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, because she does such a wonderful job showing up over here, you know, to be a part of what's going on. And I appreciate taking her time out of her busy schedule, because she got so much going on. She got that fake versus real. She got a screenplay. She got two books, three books. How many books you got now?
Two, I got one more coming.
Okay, she got three books, two books on the way, two already done, one on the way. She got a screenplay. Whenever the world opens back up, she's gonna get that screenplay going again, you know. And I tell you, Miss Chartrice is all over the place, boy. So Miss Chartrice, what is it that you don't do? Let me ask you that. Hello?
The audio went out. What'd you say?
I said, what is it that you don't do?
Nothing. I do it all.
I know that's right. Look, she was on the healthcare front line. She was on the security front line. She's all over the place. You know, every time I say something that I ain't supposed to say, somebody in her family hear it. So I'm like, okay, I gotta be careful when I say stuff, because if she don't send me a note, don't say this, don't say that, I'll be done accidentally said it. You know, so I ain't trying to do that. You know, but Miss Chartrice be hustling. She's an entrepreneur extraordinaire, and when the world opens back up, we're gonna have an opportunity to definitely support all the things that you got going on. So we getting ready to get out of here. One more shout out. I got Kendra all the way over in North Carolina. One of my nieces, one of my nephews, Tony Rush. He's on the front line. He's a respiratory technician working every day, trying to keep people alive. Shout out to him as well. Don't see anybody else that I need to shout out. You got somebody you want to talk about?
I want to leave us with a scripture today.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in, like always. I just want y'all to keep in mind Psalms. I hear you.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I want y'all to keep in mind Psalms 37:10. It says, just a little while longer and the wicked will be no more. That's very powerful, y'all, because everybody ain't wicked. So y'all hold in there, y'all stand firm, drop them prayers, and keep y'all family close knit.
Yes, definitely. And we need that, you know, and piggybacking off of that scripture, I mentioned this on Sunday. I was looking at a young man, one of the leaders to what's going on, and he was walking through the downtown Chicago area, looking at all of the destruction that was going on, and the entire time that he was walking, you know, he would from time to time just start, you know, 38 Psalms, you know, yea, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you know, and I can hear it in his voice, that, I fear no evil. Thou art with me. And he was saying that scripture and praying to the point where, I felt the hedge of protection that was around him as he was reporting to us all of the demise that's going on in the city of Chicago. So shout out to everybody who carries the word in their heart and their mind and their spirit. Please, keep God first and reach out to God, and He will, lead us and guide us in the directions of how to get through this, and keep us safe from all hurt, harm, or danger. Like you said earlier in the show, Miss Chartrice, we can't do it without God. You know, we cannot do it without God. Without God, nothing can be done. With God, all things can be done. So I encourage that.
Oh,
Come check us out next Tuesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have no idea who our guest is going to be next week, but we will show up and we'll do what we do. It don't look like we need no guests. We can make it happen all by ourselves. I'm sorry.
bring on Ryan Pendleton.
You broke up a little bit. Say that again.
I said we need to bring on Ryan Pendleton. That's my brother. That's my author.
Okay.
My brother in authorhood.
Okay. All right. Well, we can talk about that. No problem. He got a spot on the show coming up. All right. So you guys, peace and love. Be safe. Pray for somebody. Show love towards somebody. And all you criminals, y'all just be patient. They coming to y'all address because y'all just showed them where you at. So y'all just wait on them. They'll be there. Peace and love. Stay blessed, everybody. Stay safe. And Corona is still out there. Respect Corona.